What is happening, bunch of builders, and welcome back to the Mercury Comet Rescue. This is a 1972 Mercury Comet GT that burnt up in a garage fire. We purchased this car from Copart for $175. We got it back and we got it running.
So nervous about, I don't know.
And come to find out, it has a built crate 302 and a top loader 4-speed. We got the car driving and this thing is an absolute blast. Surprisingly enough, that motor is leaking absolutely everywhere. Just not really too sure why. But first thing we've got to do is yank that drivetrain out so we can go ahead and dial all that in. And we'll go ahead and clean up all of the engine bay in here, coat everything like we did the interior, do some sound deadening on the firewall, get our new shifter put in here, everything dialed in and put back in, and then we're going to start working on the outside of this car because we want to coat and protect the exterior of this car.
That's a brand new clutch. Oh yeah, brand spanking new. Probably a brand new flywheel too.
I said it, don't I?
Hey. Got it? Got it?
Yep, I caught this too. Here you go. You want that?
Yes, thank you.
Now, engine reseal time. Obviously, we've got a good bit of leaking at the back of the intake here, kind of at your oil valley. And then we have some vacuum issues because this car doesn't want to idle correctly. It's kind of up and down with vacuum, and that's because we must have some burnt gasket and leaking around the intake here. And so pretty easy, straightforward on these. You don't actually have to remove the distributor. We can take everything loose, kick it up, and we can go ahead and get fresh gaskets and resealed there. Plus, I'd like to see what's down in this motor.
Daggum, that thing's brand new.
We're leaking there.
And there you can see the whole backing plate all warped up. And so it was just leaking out from the backside there.
Yeah, no, stop.
You're filling it all, man.
That's a double.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's all right.
Double roller.
Nice.
And underneath here, new oil pump. Obviously, basically, all brand new. And they are 30 over pistons, so this is of course a 306. Nothing crazy. You've got the you've got a 71 crank, so maybe the stock crank, and then you've got no. You've got an 81 crank and then 71 connecting rods, and then the 30 over pistons, and then obviously the cam and the double roller. So it's just a nice, mild, reliable build. I imagine, I don't know, maybe 300 horsepower or something.
And but it's a lot of fun and it's really quick in this little car. And glad this surprise of a little 306 is in there. Let's just let's go ahead now, clean everything up, get it resealed, put it back in the car. Okay. Look at that. Just a little bit of sealant right there, but you don't want it on the ends. Thank you to my friend Greg at DNS and Easily there for hooking me up with that Woodruff key, because this one is that one's shot. Look at that baby girl. Nice. I'm sure you will remember this horrible shifter that was giving us so much trouble attempting to drive this thing. The problem with these is this is the same transmission that came in the Mustangs. So Mach 1, Shelby's, stuff like that with that crazy shift pattern and everything. And a lot of time they bring crazy money. The ones, and there's very few of them. So I was really unsure what we were gonna do. And thankfully one popped up on eBay. This one right here that is super nice. Now, it'd have been fun to have the reverse lockout, but nonetheless, this one popped up with a starting bid of $90. And it was like buy it now for $250, I think. And I waited it out. Somebody bid, and it had one bid on it. And so we went ahead and bid. I think we bid like 200, we bid 220, I think, or something on it. And the person that had bid had only bid the minimum bid. So we won it for $91, $28 shipping. And we've got a really nice shifter now. Hopefully it's gonna make a complete difference in this car. It bolts on, so that's a start. So if you notice right here, we're actually rubbing right there, which is actually putting the shifter in a bind. I wonder if that's what was wrong with the other one. Well, it was a terrible floppy shifter anyways. This one's so much better feeling, but we just need to flip that around and the shifter should be good to go. Tons of clearance now. First, second, third, fourth, reverse. We're gonna be bang shifting this thing in no time. With that drivetrain out of there, we need to go ahead and clean everything up and get it protected just like we did the interior. And I gotta thank Sweet Patina so much for sending us out this care package. This is gonna help us with preservation of this car. We're not painting this one, not right now at least. Some cool stickers, let's see. And this is what we'll be using in that engine bay. Blackout rust preventative gloss black coating. So this is a chassis coating, and this is what we've been using in the car here. And then of course, some patina sauce. Now this is what is going to protect the outside of this car. Got some cleaning stuff, Get Gone degreaser, and some So Fresh So Clean all-purpose cleaner. And once we get this all knocked out, get the motor in there, we'll go ahead and start working on preserving the outside here. So I'm really excited to be working with them, and huge shout out to them for sending this stuff out. And we're excited to try it out and see how it does. So if you can't tell from our first drive, that shock was blown out and it actually bent while we were driving this thing. Sheesh. Oh man, this side didn't take much heat at all. Nice. And I've got to give it to it. It just shows the condition of this car. Everything we've just pulled off, actually, everything on this car so far, we've only broken 2 bolts. And fender bolts at that, so common. So it just shows the car was actually is in really good condition. While we're in here, we might as well take the time and go ahead and do this rag joint, considering it is just rubber. Probably took a little bit of heat. Yeah, it's kind of falling apart just doing this. Whew. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be fun to lose steering going down there. I guess you don't lose steering, but while we have access, we might as well replace it. Gotta dig it without fenders. It's crazy. See, this spring still looks right. Somewhat springy, but not like crazy. You can see this side didn't take near as much heat. This side probably did. And this spring's just gone. Nothing left of it. Just completely settled flat. Just by the weight of the car and the slight amount of heat that this thing took. I say, it better not be coming out. Sure, right? Oh, Dad. What? Box about to go down. I did nothing. Somebody put it on the wheel.
Well, you rolled the call.
Now we're up here at our parts car because we're gonna go ahead and pull the front springs off of this. Now dimensionally, they're identical. Obviously this being a 6-cylinder car, the spring rate's gonna be a little bit softer, which I don't think is really gonna matter because anything's better than what that car has. And I wanna try these out because supposedly some people put them on there and it lowers the front end a little bit, but it's gonna be a lot higher than what that is. But I think it'll give it a good rake, a good look, and a good feel. And they're free, and they're right here. So let's pull them off.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoa, okay. Okay.
Oh my goodness, they're lively now. Okay.
Wonder if this spring's any good. That doesn't seem like. Is that supposed to do that? That's the easiest coil spring removal ever. Obviously, need to replace that. These are still nice and tight. We'll probably go ahead and grease them, grease up our upper and lower ball joints. There's the perch.
Wonder if that coil's bad. Would appear so.
All right, hold what you got. Going back with a 750, and this one came from the carb shop in Greenville, so it should do pretty good. And if you can, I can't win with spark plug wires from Amazon. Don't buy spark plug wires from Amazon. I don't know why they think these colors are good. I couldn't even find a set of black ones. They were all blue or red. I tried blue. Blue's not good either. We've got a mess of tools and stuff, but this thing is all back in, all sealed up, and we're ready to see how it sounds. Got that exhaust welded back in, and you can see we stuck this really cool 7-blade non-AC fan in here. You see a 74 Bronco 302 we had sitting on the shelf. That should make a huge difference. Obviously, a lot of people had commented on it. The AC clutch fan was just completely shot, and this thing did run a little on the hot side. So hopefully that should dial everything in. But we've got fresh oil. We're back with the synthetic that the previous owner told us that this thing was running. Carburetor, beautiful spark plug wires. Let's see if it'll fire back up. Well, not carburetor issue. I guess we should have looked a little more at this intake. So what I think actually is going on, if you look at the gasket, it's not actually seating all the way. Now we did check flatness here, but what I think actually has happened is because of the amount of heat that was on top of this, it almost sagged in the middle there. And it was tight enough, but once we took it loose and tried to re-torque it down, it's not dropping down enough. Now the problem is it's not just that it's not flat, it's that it's actually bent. And I just don't know that we're gonna be able to make anything happen. And then another major vacuum leak that I found, that's not right. So every time we messed with the carburetor or anything, we had quite a bit of fluctuation there. And what it actually is these are really ugly threads. And somebody had actually drilled and tried to tap it a little better and just punched all the way straight down into that intake there. And then didn't do nothing. I guess if you put silicone on it, it'll be fine, but still you're gonna be fighting it. Sucks. I like the look of that intake because it's pretty neat. But we just have so many vacuum issues with it. I don't think it's worth it, and we need to try to get this thing to run a little bit better because it is not happy now that we popped everything loose. Hopefully we were actually just down picking that chassis up, which you'll see in a later video here from my friend Clint, and he hooked us up with something. Check this out. Literally, Dad's already cleaned up, the same exact intake. Edelbrock Performer 289. Sweet. There she is. I think that's it.
Well, you're still getting some, so. You're getting whatever's in that phone.
Might as well quickly put it in, you have a little extra.
All the fossils they were using over there, or just re.
Now that we've got the front end done, we can go ahead and put the windshield back in this car. You know, we got everything coated really well. The body's the way it is, but you'll see what we're doing here in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and get it popped in. Now, the windshield is not perfect. It's got a little bit of separation, but it's not cracked, and it was free. So we're gonna put it in here. Got a new seal on it. What you do is you dry fit that around the window if you want to. With this car, we're not worried about it. You can take and put a little bit of window sealant in the crevice as you push the window on, and then a little bit here as well. We're not going to worry about that with this car because we might end up having to replace the windshield later on. But once you get the gasket on, you can go ahead and put on your rope, which is what you use to actually pull this thing in. Let's set it up here and we'll show you how you do that. It's accessible. And with that rope at the very edge of it, you want to make sure at the ends of your rope, you want to make sure you pull it past, and that's going to allow you to pull back past the other one as you go either direction. Got it?
Yeah.
You got that? There you go. Hold that just like that. Oh!
Okay.
No!
I don't know what it hit. Yeah, this windshield, I didn't have to push that hard. It went nice and easy. It's just.
Well, really easy window to put in, and it's a lot better, I guess, than what we had there. I don't know if you heard, when we were coming around that edge, I think where it's delaminated, it ended up popping one little hairline crack up. Normally, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, you can really put some force into a new windshield, or even like a good back glass when you've got the curve and we've got this delamination right here. I think what happened was it pushed a little bit on that bottom where it's delaminated, just enough to pop that crack. Thankfully, it's just one little hairline. and it's good, and it'll make this car safe for us to drive at least until we can go ahead. And it's just the top side, so it's not all the way through, so it's just the one pane, and we can have it on there and have it legal, have it safe until we can go ahead and get a new one popped in there. Which the nice thing is we didn't glue it, so we can just pop that one right back out, put a new glass in it, pop it back in. So now we need wiring so we can go ahead and work everything on this car from the inside. What we've gone ahead and done is run a harness. We tied it to our trailer there, stretched it out, put enough wiring to have what we need for headlights and ignition and so on and so forth, and then taped it up nice. And as you can see, we've run it through here, got it into place. Obviously, we have our little ground wire for everything. We have our hot wire for everything. We have our signal, and then this is our headlights. This wiring, of course, we want to be safe. We wouldn't want to take a chance of this car burning down or anything. So we're going to run a fuse block. Now this is just an inexpensive marine fuse block. And so what we can do is we tie in our positive and our negative, and then we can run off all of our accessories and everything, which is going to include our autopilot, our stereo or horn, our DC outlet, our underwater lights, and our running lights. Well, I think that bulb is bad. As cool as it looked, and it actually works, I don't think we could leave it in the car there, because that is not safe. Aux Beam sent us out some headlights quite a while ago, but I hadn't been able to use them on anything, and I'll show you why. Now, I'm not sure about them on this car, but I'm gonna try them because they are smoked. They're a little much, but it's kind of cool. It's got this colored ring that goes around, and they're really nice headlights. So as far as visually, they're great. And these are great on like a Jeep and stuff, and I think that's primarily what they're used for. They have some older style looking ones, which is what I would have liked to have, but this is what we ended up with. I don't know, it might have to grow on me, but I'm gonna put them in there for now. Let's see how they look, especially at night, and we may end up trading them out for something, but I just think that right there is kind of goofy looking, which is weird, but just on this car, there's not much nice, and I feel like a bright headlight just doesn't look right. Yeah, we're tagged and registered and insured. I think let's run it down to the gas station, fill this thing up, because we've been putting 5 gallons in at a time in it, and just moving it around the shop here, it's run out of gas like 4 times. scary. So much better with the front springs and everything, and the shocks. Feels good. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Hey, that's not bad though. Definitely needs an alignment. That's probably at least that high. That's a lot of fun! If this thing had policy, we'd have been this way. Now that we've got the car safe, dialed in, and street legal, we want to go ahead and protect this beautiful patina that we have. Now we're nuts, we're crazy, and I think some of you know that. It is what it is. Hopefully some of you are as crazy as us and think this car is pretty cool the way that it is as far as the exterior. But with that being said, we need to protect it. As mentioned before, Sweet Patina did send us out some goodies. Now we've got degreaser. We don't really need to use that on this car because there's no grease in this car. On it, in it, anywhere. So we don't have to worry about that because all of it burnt off, obviously. But if you did have handprints and grease spots and stuff, you would be using that. But we are going to go ahead and use this So Fresh and So Clean to go ahead and clean up a few of the spots that need to be addressed. Like I did drive this thing home, and sitting at the house, it got some bird poop on it. And we want to make sure we clean this off because that will affect our patina sauce here. So let's go ahead and start with that. Once we get it clean, we'll start applying the patina sauce. We're just gonna mist it on. Take our brush. Clean it up. This will also help move any of the flaking we have going on here. What it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Guess let's give this stuff a go. I don't want to smell it. Dang! That smells really good. Here, give it a whiff. Take a microfiber, put it on a rag, and apply it. It looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff is drinking. We're gonna have to do 8 coats, I think. paint on this car is just soaking that patina sauce up. It smells amazing. This car, people are gonna be like, what in the world? But it's kind of cool because it's not, you know, with something like this, I didn't want it super shiny, and that's where the clear coat came in. But it's actually even a really nice kind of dull sheen to it. And what's nice is it's gonna be protected. And it smells great. Definitely having to coat it and coat it and coat it and coat it and coat it. We're probably 3 coats in, but I don't even think we've used a quarter a bottle yet. And so you can really get a long ways with one of these. If you were doing like a truck cab or something, you could probably do quite a few cars. Obviously, this is just installation. We're super thankful that they sent us out to it. We're excited to see how the car handles it over time as we use it. Man, with it cured in, this thing looks great. It's kind of neat. It actually dulled down the real vibrant rusty look to it. And I think it looks even more burnt because all of the paint that was still left, it darkened back up the way that it kind of charred look. And man, it looks good. And it smells great to add on to that. How neat. You can tell back here, all of this was black originally. And that looks great though. I'm actually really pleased with how it looks in the finish. You know, it's got a really nice finish. It doesn't all come off on your hands or anything, so it's not goopy and gross like if you were to use linseed oil. And so you can drive around without having to worry about stuff getting stuck to it. Now, obviously time will tell, but as far as application and everything, I really do like it. And if you all want to try some of this stuff for yourself, Sweet Patina did send me out a code. It's BB72, and you'll get 5% off your order and get you some of this Sweet Patina sauce and maybe some Blackout, and they've got some other great products, as well as clear. They have chassis coating clear, and they're it seems like every week they're adding something new. And what is nice with this stuff is if we do not over time end up liking it, we can clean it off with some degreaser and some of the cleaner that they gave us, and we can clear right over it. So not a big deal. It's not like it makes a huge mess out of the car. It just kind of protects it and preserves it, and I think makes it look pretty good. Dude, what a fun car. That is going to wrap it up for this episode. I really hope you all have enjoyed. I know it's kind of crazy. I know we're crazy, but we love this thing. It is such a blast to drive. It is such a fun car. And I love the way that it looks. I know it's crazy and it could be a nice car, but there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of nice Mavericks and Comets out there. There's probably only one kind of like this, and that might be for a reason. Obviously, do need to wrap some stuff up. I do actually have all the glass for this car. We need to get the hood back on, And we're probably gonna go ahead and start putting an interior in this car, as well as dial a few things in, get more light sockets in the back so we have all 4 tail lights back there. We might end up putting headers on it, so on and so forth. Mostly just piddly little fun, but it is street legal. It is ready to drive. We can't wait to start taking it cruising and to some car meets and cruise-ins and just have an absolute blast with this car. If you have enjoyed the build series to this point, and you haven't already, be sure to subscribe button, notification bell to keep up with our future uploads on this and other fun builds and rescues. And if you have been a part of the channel, we really do appreciate it so much. That is gonna wrap it up. Peace out and catch you all on the flip side.